Hey everybody, Jonah from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be showing you my red 17 and 18 from set 23. So, start we've got the lead cards as always. When it attacks, you look at 5 cards from top of your deck, add a red android, and then shuffle your deck. So, just kind of like the normal searching for leaders where it adds anything to do with the deck. It does have an active main as well, where you can add a red android 20 which costs 1 from your deck to your hand, shuffle the deck, then you negate the skill for the game. So, as a one-time search, you can get one of your 1-drops, which is really useful because it's deck thinning. And then it's got an awaken of 4 or less, or if you have 2 energy and West City destroyed in play, you draw 2 and go to 6. So, you're always going to awaken with the West City because you can get that out turn 2, and that is your turn 2 play, is West City. On this side, you've got an auto. Once per turn, when a 17 or 18 attacks, you draw a card, so it can be this, or one of your battle cards, doesn't matter. You've got active main, once per turn, you choose an android 20 and KO it, or choose one of your android 20s and KO it. You then play up to one 17 or 18 with no keyword skills and a cost less or equal to your energy from your hand, and that card gains barrier. Then you minus one of your opponent's battle or unison cards by 15k. So, does a standard red and lets you play something out by popping an android 20. And it's got active battle once per turn. If it's your turn, you can choose a red android and give it 5k for the battle. So you just have a one-off sensu bean, as it were, because you just give that permanent you just give a 5k boost. So, really useful. Starting with the Z deck, we have the most important card in here, which is West City Destroyed. Let's zoom a little bit. So it's got a Z stack of Time Machine or Excel Dance, which obviously we run Excel Dance. Its permanent allows it to be a 1 cost as long as you're playing the androids or the Gohunks deck. And then you've got active main once per turn. You place a red Saiyan android under it from your hand and draw a card. So, it's very simple, but the deck revolves around it so much. And frankly, you just only need the 1. So, and then we have the Excel Dance. So this is a free, but you just play it through this skill. Both his active mains are limit 1. So the first one is if you have 4 more energy, you place 2 of your Z energy in your drop, and place this card on top of West City. You choose one of your 17, 18 domination achieved, so your 8 cost, and it gains 5k for a turn, which is really useful. And then its other effect is you place the West City back on top of this. You choose a red 17 and a red 18, and then you replay this from hand or drop on top of the chosen cards. So unlike most of the deck where you're able to feed from underneath, this one you have to choose stuff on your battle area. But you can just go, well, I go into my 8 cost, play this out by paying the cost. I send the 8 cost off with its own effect, and then I'm going to replay it by placing this back under and getting West City back. So in one turn you can just spin it round, which is really useful, because if you don't, you'll just get stuck on this and it's not good. Next, we've got 4 copies of Android 20. So this is a 1-1 with deflect and 5k. He's got an auto. When it's played, you look up 7 from top of your deck, place a red 17 or 18 underneath West City, and then shuffle your deck. And when this card, so its other autos, if you run 3 or more, when this is KO'd by an android skill, so your leader skill, you can play a 17 or an 18 with energy cost less or equal to your energy from underneath West City. So what's great about that is you use the leader skill to pop this, play 1 from your hand. This then plays 1 from underneath West City, so for 1 energy and a KO you get 2 battle cards. Which is why this is a 4, because it's just like, oh look, I can do this, going for it, because it's really useful. And the last one is the Cell Max. I only have 7 here. We are now at 10 Z extra card, well Z deck, but honestly you just need that. Anything else is just a bonus. So I'm not fussed what else I wrote. I put the Cell in because 3 cost 20k, costs 2 Z energy. It's a barrier blocker. When it attacks you can minus by 15. Its other autos once per turn. If it's your turn, when one of your skills reduces a card to 0, you switch this to active mode. So it just means you can pop something small, restand it, and you have a 20k blocker. It's just there in case I need it more than anything. I've yet to actually play it out in this deck, but it's useful. So going into the main deck, so our X cards are 3 after image. So counter attack, give something 40k, minus a card by 10k for a turn, and it's your spark in the gate, so you can activate it by having 5 more on drop. There's a singular copy of Destruction Desire. So this is for the deck. Its first counter is just to negate an attack, that's it, that's all it does, it just stops the attack. Then it's got an active main paying 1 red. You place an android from your hand underneath destroyed West City, and you send it to the warp to draw a card. So it's just there to help accelerate some cards under West City, because you can go, okay, we'll pay 1, warp that, place 1 under, draw a card, and then if that card's in effect for going underneath, that triggers. And there's 2 copies of Testing the Opposition, which is our block and negate, so you negate the attack, play a Sideman token blocker, and then you can activate it by ripping the life from 5 or less. So kind of the standard bits. Our 1 costs for the deck. Again, they're just kind of standard 1 costs. We've got 4 copies of Android Creator 20, which is the top 5 searcher one, and then we've got Order to Kill Android 20, which draws you a card, and then they both have the same active main, where if your leader is the awakened side of this one, so you have to be at this point, and you have no battle cards in play, you could play this out, but then you can't play another Android 20 for a turn. So, like I said, if you've got no cards, you've got, okay, play this, do the auto, then I can pop this to do various effects. If you're going to do that, I usually try and play this one out first, do its effect, pop it, do all that. Then I'll play one of these. If I get to the point where I have nothing, because then it's like, okay, well, now I can just benefit from having a free card. If not, it's just fodder. Going to our 2 costs. There's a lot of cards that are quite similar, so I'm going to speed along their effects. We've got 17 and 18 infinite rotation. These cards are pretty much exactly the same, with 1 wording change. So they both have a alternate 1 paying 1 red. If the leader is red android, at the end of the battle in which you're red other, so with her, when you read 17 attacks, with him when you read 18 attacks, you can play this card from under your West City destroyed West City. I always say West City destroyed. So yeah, if you attack with 18, you can play 17. If you attack 17, you can play the 18. Exactly the same, just 1 word difference. The secondary auto, then 1, when it's card in your hand is placed under the destroyed West City in your battle area, you can place a red of the other from your deck underneath it, and then shuffle your deck. So if you place this from hand underneath West City, you then search a 17 and place that under. You can't just go, oh well, throw this in, throw that in, throw this in, because it has to be from hand. But it does mean you can set up the pairs, because there are cards in here that use the 2 from underneath to play themselves out. So it just ensures that you have that available to you. And then the other 2 cost is our super combo, which is just 4 radits, because 4 or less, chuck a card on bottom of your deck, gain 10, draw 2. So just like if you're going to use a 4 life super combo, you just go for these basically. And there isn't a red Android one that works for the deck, so I was like, okay, Raditz it is. Next we have our free costs. To start with, we've got 2 copies of this Vanilla 18. So it's just a 30k beta, but when I was looking at stuff for the deck and what other red 17 18s I could run, I came across this and I was like, you know what, it's worth it, because the set itself put in 2 cost vanillas of 17 and 18, and the idea is like, you know, you send those through effects, you play those through effects, you play them from your hand because they're vanillas. I was like, that's great and all, but for 1 more energy I can get a bigger card that's going to be more of an, because the 2 costs are the 2 costs and the 20k, or I can have this 30k free cost. So I was like, kind of an obvious trade, and I'm not going to run the vanillas at a high number anyway, so this is just doing as a 2 of. Ideally it's your target when you use this guy's skill, so you do West City, put him underneath, draw a card, and then use his effect to search this, and then that just comes out whenever you need it from underneath, whether it's for the effect of another card to place 18s underneath, or if you pop your Z Android 20, you can play that out from under West City. So it's just a nice bit of utility and makes the most out of the effect. And then the other 3 costs are 17 perpetual motion and 18 perpetual motion. These have the same first auto, so you don't want to pay 1 red. If leader's red Android card, at the end of the battle which your red 17 or 18 attacked, you can play this card from underneath West City. So if 18 attacks, play 17, and vice versa. The other autos are different though. So 17, when he's played, you draw a card and gains double strike. 18, when she's played, you choose an opponent's battle unison card, minus it by 20, and she gains crit. So they're both really useful. These are your press units from effects, and it's just good to have them ready to go. But because of limit 1, you have to kind of time how often you play them in your turn. At 4 costs, we've got 4 copies of Android 16. So you've got 15k permanent, you can combo with him in rest mode, which is really useful. It's got alternate 1, if you leave red Android, when this is used in a combo, you look at 5 from top of your deck and place the 17 or 18 from them underneath your West City and draw, and then shuffle. I'm going to say draw for some reason. And then it's got activate at 1, pay 1 red. If you have a 17 or 18 in play, you can play this card from your hand. So as long as you got one of the twins out, you play this swings for a 15, and then you combo it for another attack and activate its auto to search. So it is pretty useful. I would kind of like it if it had blocker like a lot of 16s do, but it's still good to have. And then our other 4 cost is 2 copies of Gohan Self-Taught Truth. This is just really useful in red decks if you've got the extra cards in play, which we will because destroyed West City. So it's got active main 1, pay 1 red. If the lead is red and you have 2 or more energy and there's the extra in your battle area, you draw a card and play it from your hand. And then he's got an active main once per turn, paying 1. If you have 3 or more energy, you switch this to active mode, it gains double strike, and then you minus 1 of your opponent's battle units and cards by 20k. So, just again, a really useful card that's going to see play in red decks. So, it does work in this one because of having West City. And then we've got our 6 drop for the deck, which is just 4 copies of 17-18 Hunting Down Survivors. So it's got 25k in dual attack. When it's played, you choose an opponent's battle units card minus it by 25. And then it's got active main limit 1, pay 1 red. If you have 3 or more energy and you choose a red 17 and red 18 from your battle area and or under destroyed West City in play, you play this card from your hand and then place those cards underneath this one. So it's just a nice easy way to play this out, which is really good. And then our 8 costs and the last cards for the deck, 4 copies of 17 and 18 domination achieved. So this is your boss monster for the deck. It's got 30k in double strike, auto limit 1, when this card attacks, you minus an opponent's battle unison by, no, you just minus one of their battle cards by 30k, doesn't even target unisons anymore. It's got active main / battle limit 1, you play up to 1, 17 and 18, both from an energy cost of 3 or less and out of red from under this card, and then you place this in the drop. So that's why you're putting 17s and 18s underneath, because it gives you targets for this. And then you can just be like, swing, okay, it swung, do the effect, play out the 2 cards from underneath. And then it's other active mains limit 1, paying 2 red. If you have 4 more energy and you choose a red 17, red 18 from underneath the D extra card, you draw, place from your hand, and then place the cards underneath. So this one just chooses ones that are underneath the West City, but then you can then swing it, minus it by 30k, send it, play the cards out, and then swing those. So this deck does like a lot of setup for a lot of multi-attack, which is pretty good. And it's very easy to do that because you basically set the deck up by playing it. And all you have to do that is just chuck cards under West City, and there you go, you're set. So with that all being said, that is the 17 and 18 deck profile. Thank you very much for watching. Leave any thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!